Hello everyone. Yeah, so just wanted to make a quick little intro or what do you call it? First impressions of Ghost of Yotei, because as, you know, the hype and not hype up and down has dwindled for me. When the game launched, I was obviously like, you know, I wanted to play it and get it and all that, but I'm going to be honest, my hype has diminished significantly since, you know, like the state of play or whatever, and seeing all the stuff the game can offer, mainly because of Battlefield, but also just because I couldn't shake how nervous I was that, you know, the first game story, how, you know, interesting of, like, I don't want to say, but, you know, like, if you played the first game, you know, the intro with the invasion and all that, that just seems way more interesting of a storyline than just a generic revenge story. And then, so, that's really the main thing that was in the back of my head, and how, man, I don't know if I'm gonna, like, be into it, you know, as I was in the first game, because I was hooked on the first game. And so, kind of just making this, if anyone else is in the same boat, which I feel like a lot of people are, because that is a lot of the criticisms I've seen before the game came out, was really a generic, you know, revenge story. This is where we're going, but let's just get into it. So far, I've only got like 3 hours in the game, nothing much. That's why it's like more of a first impression thing, and pretty much making the video as like a PSA that, honestly, so far, that, you know, that one thing in the back of my head, it is gone now. So the first hour, I would say, I was very, like, this is what I was worried about kind of thing, where it's just like, it just starts, and you're just in it, and you, I won't say you don't care, but, you know, it just didn't hit like the first game hit. Like, where you just like, boom, we're only however many samurai against an army, and, like, you're thrown into the invasion and all that. And this one, it starts out, and you're just like, it's not hitting. But then, you get to the world. And obviously, this is where both games shine. It's not like the first game story was so immaculate, but I would still argue there's so many great moments, obviously, in that story. And I've yet to see it in this story, obviously. Only got 3 hours in, but still, we get into the open world, things change drastically. Basically, this is my dream game design for something like Grand Theft Auto 6, where instead of going to the world, you see, you know, the letter of your associate that you have to go and do the mission with, and go to that mission and do nothing but drive to the mission, because that's all there is anything to do that isn't like a mini game or just, you know, whatever. And then, you know, you go to the mission, you know, you get the point. This game, however, you know, you go through the intro, you do the tutorial, and once you're free to go to the open world, the exploration in this game is perfect so far. My first experience was I left my home, looked out on the horizon, you know, off the peak of it or whatever, took out my spyglass, saw something in the distance. You know what happened? I went to that. Once I did what it was, and then it spiraled into something else, then it went to something else. Then I went to do something else, which led me to go somewhere else. It wasn't this scripted, you know, go to this waypoint thing, which the first game wasn't like that really, but this way, it's just way more further improved on. And it's so funny, like, say, I literally have like 3.5 hours in the game, but like, still, like, this experience is like my dream game design, where I'm just ready to just go and I see something in the distance that looks interesting, and then you go and do it, and then it just turns into, hey, there's something over there too. Or you'll see something in the distance, and you'll head that way, but something interrupts that trip, because something else is, like, you know, it is by far the most fun domino effect of, like, experiences I've played so far. Like, I just can't get over it. Another thing I was a little nervous about, it was kind of hard to tell from the videos, but it seemed like a lot of the, like, weapon gameplay videos that they were pumping out, I was a little nervous that combat was going to not feel as smooth as the first game. Granted, I still only have the single katana, and I haven't used any new weapons yet, but still, my fears were alleviated. I don't know, you know, I would doubt they would make it, you know, more choppy and not as smooth as the first game, but it's just as smooth, if not, it feels even smoother with more refined animations. As of now, you know, things can happen obviously as time goes out, but I've yet to like see any like funny little glitchy moments with the combat. Everything feels more grounded, more weighted too, with the simple just like camera bobble and just I think there's like a, you know, nice little impact when you're running, stuff like that, and yeah, just feels fantastic, as good as the first game if not better. And let's be honest, this fucking game looks fucking crazy, dude. Like, it's so funny. You always look at like the first game or a previous game or whatever, and you're like, yeah, they look pretty samey, you know, da-da-da-da, and then you play it and it's like, okay, no, this is not the same game. The grass detail, the foliage detail, character model detail, distance rendering, the scope, the scale, everything is so much more than the first game, which is so weird, because you just, like, if you went back to Tsushima, I don't even need to go back, I just can feel it and see it. But I guarantee if you went back to Tsushima, you're gonna see like, okay, yeah, it's not like a crazy amount of a difference, you know, but it's such enough to where you're like, it's so noticeable. Like, I noticed it instantly, you know, when they do the little intro, and they tried to do the first game's little intro title card thing, a little minor spoiler, I don't know, but it didn't hit like the first one, but whatever. Now, it's still like, the view though, that shit, oh my god, the view at least was definitely better than the first games, but like the moment didn't hit like the first games did. Anyway, yeah, just a nice little ramble on the intro. I'm gonna let it play out, just really nothing else, just more exploring and just taking in the world and all that. But yeah, let me know what y'all are at. I've literally haven't done any, like, I don't think I did any real mission yet. I have yet to get the, I don't think I went to any gold places. I was on my way to some gold places, and then I like went super far, and it was like, you have to go here. I'm like, oh fuck, all right, well I'm gonna go back. So I want to get, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's just, man, having fun. I'm finally hooked into it.
I know this place. Cranes liked to gather here. Breathe energy into your lines, Father used to say. Find me, boy.
Looking to barter? Sit, sit. Have you eaten yet, Katkima?
This meal would be made better with a drink. Did we run out of Ashker?
Udepoto was supposed to bring some, but he hasn't shown up. Last I heard, he was trading with foreigners around Cape Shinodai.
Ah, shame.
Do you have anything to trade?
Always. Take a look.
I should get going.
Apuno, Payan.
The Oni's name itches to be crossed off my sash. I'll find him in Ishikari Plain.